Are you ready for this? This is Boris being interviewed by the Sun. Boris, we're ready for this. Please be ready for this.
I have confidence in the Conservatives, and I have confidence in the energy and combativeness of Kenny.
But the public don't seem to be. The public don't seem to agree with you.
Let's see.
But Farage is quite an operator.
I think. But my concerns, as I say, and they're serious concerns, are about the approach to the economy of the Reform Party and the approach on national security. And I think both of those will be...
The approach on national security. 14 years you've had your tosser. And what have you done? You've opened our borders up. I mean, you might as well invite him in like they do on a cruise ship. You might as well have a Hawaiian stuff there with bloody flowers around neck. And geisha girls. Everything. Just come in, come on down. It's a game show. It's Great Britain. Hang on, it gets worse.
Really tested in the years ahead. And people will actually want serious answers. And I think that the answers are going to be Conservative answers.
So Farage is either a joke or a threat to national security.
Yeah, Farage is a joke or a threat to national security, because obviously the people that've been in control for 14 years have been absolutely superb. I mean, we couldn't live in a more secure country, could we? We've got all the infrastructure. We've got all the Secret Service. And we're still buggered because people are coming in on a dinghy. We don't even know. Anyway, carry on.
Or both? Which one is it?
I think, as I said, I think there are two real priorities for us now.
Boris Johnson, who buggered up Brexit and opened the floodgates on immigration. It's called the Boris Wave, where they all came in and they got an indefinite leave to remain. Here's more.
The number one is the economy. And
the economy stops spaffing money away on carbon bollocks, and stop spaffing money away on HS2, and stop spaffing money away on foreign aid, and stop spaffing money away on net zero. Here we go.
Making sure that we shrink the size of the state.
It's not a question I asked, but...
Nigel Farage and the second is defence and national security and the threat of Russia.
The threat of Russia. You could have had fucking peace talks. Minsk Accord 2, what happened to that, Boris, after your visit by Biden? Come on. Anyway.
Both of those, I have very serious anxieties.
Oh, yes, anxiety.
I have serious anxiety.
I bet you're not as anxious as some poor buggers living in Ukraine getting bombed to bits, fighting a war they can't win. Anyway, here we go.
I'm putting it in diplo speak, right? I have
serious anxieties. You're a former journalist. I want it as an intro, not diplomatic waffle.
I think look at what's happening in Moldova, right? Look at what's happening in Estonia, in Poland.
Moldova, Estonia, Poland. Yeah, look what's happening. Blame Farage.
In Denmark today.
Denmark.
Right? And ask yourself, do you want the UK either to be led by Labour, who have a huge number of their grassroots who are still basically pro-Moscow, Corbynista, right? Or do you want this reform gang who...
Do you mean the reform gang, Boris, that wouldn't fucking exist if you hadn't been such a tosser? Do you mean the reform gang that would never have got out of the starting blocks if you'd implemented Brexit in time and done it properly and not locked down and listened to the people instead of the highly profitable waffle during lockdown? Anyway, here we go.
Are on record as saying that NATO provoked Putin's aggression.
NATO did provoke Putin's aggression. The West kept encroaching on former USSR territory after Reagan and Gorbachev said they wouldn't. Hello? Which part of that did you miss? Where did that money go that you got for all them speeches? And better still, where were speeches? You got about 5 million quid, didn't you, for doing speeches that I've never heard?
I don't think that's the... I think what the world wants to save the West, what the world needs is UK leadership on this, and they need the UK to be strong and determined
Can you believe this clown saying this? Strong and determined. Well, you caved into the EU. Well, you caved into pillar talk from probably your wife. I'm only guessing that, of course, Boris, because you brought net zero forward into like the limelight, into number one position, when actually net zero was in page 54 of your manifesto, which means you need a second term in office to actually implement it, but you brought it forward, so we've got it stuck around our necks now.
And not to sound equivocal, morally equivocal, about transparent evil like invading Ukraine. Well, I have confidence in.
So that's Boris's take on reform. Bumbling Boris, who's got a father who believes in depopulation. There's a better way to depopulate a world than a bloody war. What better way to depopulate? I mean, you can get rid of quite a few with that kind of thing, can't you? And don't forget the profit for the military-industrial complex. I mean, that's absolutely insane, the profit. You see, what you do, you take it out of the tax system here in Western countries, and then you transfer it to a system in Ukraine that's possibly aid or a loan that they can never pay back. And then what happens is they have to spend it on weapons, which comes back across to the West. And it's all pretty nice for everyone, isn't it? Of course, I could be completely wrong on this. I'll leave you to decide. Cheers.